Hello, students. This is the part 2 of your first lesson, The Portrait of a Lady, written by the Indian writer Kushwant Singh. Now, look at this picture, children. An old lady was there. She had many crisscross on her face. This was not Arthur's grandma, just one sample picture we are showing here. Now you look at the last two lines. She could never have been pretty, but she was always beautiful. So, very poetically, our author said about his grandma, she was not at all pretty in the sense outward appearance. She has become terribly old, but her inner heart was very, very beautiful, he said. See, pretty, usually we use this word pretty to mention the outward appearance, but beautiful is a word which tells about our inner character as well as our outward appearance. So, more than physical appearance, her heart was very, very beautiful. So, very poetically, our author said, she could never have been pretty, but she was always beautiful. She hobbled about the house in spotless white. Here, hobble is nothing but walking in an unsteady manner. Due to her old age, she walked in an unsteady manner about the house in spotless white. Here, spotless denotes purity and white denotes color. So, she was fond of wearing white colored dress with one hand resting on her waist to balance her stoop. So, one hand she was placing on her waist in order to balance her body, and the other telling the beads of her rosary. And in another hand, she was holding rosary. Rosary, in the sense, a string of beads which was helpful to recite prayer. Her silver locks were scattered untidily. Here, silver locks referred to her grey hair. It was scattered. Scattered in the sense hair won't be even for elderly people. So it was not in a correct manner, he was saying. It was scattered untidily over her pale, puckered in the sense a face with full of wrinkles, puckered face, and her lips constantly, but her lips always moved in inaudible prayer. Inaudible in the sense we can't hear, but always she used to recite prayer. Yes, she was beautiful. She was beautiful. She was like the winter landscape in the mountain. See how many of us used to describe about our grandma in such a manner, I don't know. But he was telling in a very beautiful manner. She was like the winter landscape in the mountains, and expanse in the sense widespread of pure white serenity, breathing peace and contentment. Serenity in the sense very, very calm. She was a symbol of calmness, he said. Such a affectionate, calm grandma he had. Now you can see the picture of winter landscape in the mountain. It was very beautiful to look. He was describing this settings to the character of his grandma. Now look at the glossary, children. Hobbled, nothing but walked unsteadily. Pucker is nothing but to contract the face into wrinkles. Expanse is widespread. Our author, Kushwant Singh, started to narrate about his childhood days. So he was telling in such a manner, my grandmother and I were good friends. So we both were very good friends. My parents left me with her when they went to live in the city, and we were constantly together. They both were in India, but in northern part his parents left him under the control of his grandma, and they moved to the city side in order to eke out their living. And in village, author stayed with his grandma. She used to wake me up in the morning and get me ready for school. So, very affectionate grandma she was. She used to wake him up in the morning and she used to get him ready for school. She said her morning prayer in a monotonous sing song. Here, monotonous is nothing but we can say always the same, nothing but boring we can say. Every day, if we are hearing the same thing, we feel so bored. So, that prayer song every day our author was hearing, so he said this word monotonous, very boring, sing song, while she bathed and dressed me in the hope that I would listen and get to know it by heart. So every day she was reciting the same prayer song because she wanted our author to by heart memorize those prayer. I listened because I loved her voice but never bothered to learn it. So, very naughty boy our author was once. So, he said he listened to the voice because he loved her voice but never bothered to learn that prayer. Here, a breakfast of a thick, stale chapati. Here, thick in the sense a strong, stale in the sense old, we can say. He every day he was taking chapati, so he said old chapati with a little butter and sugar spread on it. We went to school. After taking chapati, he used to go to his school along with his grandma. She carried several stale chapatis with her for the village dogs. So she had many chapatis with her in order to feed the village dogs. My grandmother always went to school with me because the school was attached to the temple. So that was a very good moment for our author. He couldn't forget in his life because he was moving to school along with his grandma. His grandma was accompanying him because that school was attached to the temple. The priest taught us the alphabet and the morning prayers. So in temple, the priest used to teach him the alphabet and the morning prayers. While the children sat in rows on either side of the veranda singing the alphabet or the prayer in a chorus, my grandmother sat inside reading the scriptures. So when they were outside listening to their class, his grandma was sitting inside the temple by reading the scriptures. Scriptures are nothing but holy books, we can say. When we had both finished, we would walk back together. So after finishing his classes, he came along with his grandma and he walked back to his home. This time the village dogs would meet us at the temple door. They followed us to our home, growling and fighting with each other. It was making much shout and they were fighting with each other because they were fond of taking that chapati which they threw to them. When my parents were comfortably settled in the city, they sent for us. To know better about our writer's birthplace and his schooling, we can better look at the further note about our writer Khushwant Singh. Khushwant Singh was born in a Sikh family in Punjab. So Punjab was the birthplace of Khushwant Singh. His father, Sir Shobha Singh, was a prominent builder in Lutyens, Delhi. He was educated at modern school. So a writer had his schooling in Delhi and further he continued his graduation in Government College, Lahore and St. Stephen's College, Delhi and King's College, London. Now these lines will be clear for you children. When my parents were comfortably settled in the city. Now after they moved to Delhi and after they got a comfortable life, they sent for, that is they called our author and his grandma. So they both moved to the city side. That was a turning point in our friendship. So the author He was terribly upset when he moved to city because that was a great turning point in their friendship, he said. Although we shared the same room, my grandmother no longer came to school with me. I used to go to an English school in a motor bus in city side. Our author started to move to an English school in a motor bus, but there were no dogs in the streets, and she took to feeding sparrows in the courtyard of our city house. So, when Arthur was in school, his grandma used to spend the time along with sparrows, which she used to feed in the courtyard of her city house.